And now for a quick disclaimer. The T-Bone
and ChickBrew
in the morning show is for infotainment purposes only.
The opinions expressed here do not represent
Naval Station Rhoda, the Armed Forces Network,
or the Department of Defense.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Round.
Oh my goodness, it's working?
Yay!
You mean we can rely on ourselves now instead of relying on other people who fail us consistently?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Is the microphone on? I didn't know.
Good morning, T-Bone.
Good morning. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. We are back, and today we are making radio history. We are making radio history today. We are going to tease it throughout the... Good morning. Hi. I scared the bejesus out of him this morning.
You scared me.
We are going to be making radio history. We're going to do something today that's never been done in the history of radio. I'm looking forward to it, but...
I don't even know what's happening. Now I'm just scared.
I
and
told
also
you yesterday,
kind of
we're going to do something today that's never been done before. Remember, we're suspending one of our listeners.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
but they don't know who it is, so we're not going to give that away. But
Just yet.
I promise you, it's going to be one of those episodes you look back on like, yeah, that was a good one. So, and you know, you get a feminist writing an email who just has to go with the sisters and brothers. Why? Why'd you have to do that?
Because I was born first. My brother is inferior to me now.
Ah.
That's really where it comes from. It doesn't have anything to do with any kind of really agenda. I just know that I'm better.
So
I got to talk to my brother yesterday, which was great. So
it's always great to talk about. I got a text from my daughter this morning.
You know what? Okay, so there's Tavares here at the radio station.
Your twin?
Yeah, he looks so much like my brother.
He does.
And so I've been back for about a year, and people are still coming up to me like, oh, do you have
Tony here?
Do you have a family member that is also working here? And I was sitting next to him not that long ago, and I know who he is, obviously, I get it. But I was sitting next to him at an event, and I looked over, and I had been sitting next to him for like 15 minutes, nothing crazy. And it alarmed me, because in my brain it was like, oh, Tommy. And I was like, oh, that's not your name. It's weird. He looks so much like my brother.
He does. It's something special about Spain. I've met more doppelgangers in Spain than I have anywhere else in the world. So many people that look like other people.
I look like Halle Berry.
My inner brain's saying, say yes. Say yes. Say yes, she does.
But my lie detector is saying, no.
My poker tail is giving me away. Why am I sweating all of a sudden?
Sweating so much right now. You can say it, it's fine.
We're going to be creating radio history today. We hope you join us. Yeah, that's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about the CMC's, and I'm using air quotes here, super show that I got to listen to yesterday for the first time.
Did you listen to the whole thing? Because I only heard part of it when...
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing, yeah.
I did all, but I
and I don't know if it
by.
makes me a better person.
I did window bomb on my way.
So, yeah, we're going to have some fun with the CMC. We're going to talk about a special galley menu today. Yeah.
I'm so
We're going to
hungry.
be talking about teachers today. What else are we going to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
Well, you know what? You can be part of the conversation. It's 727-1025. You call us up in the studio, tell us what you want to talk about, and we'll probably throw it on the docket. Ooh, docket. Not talking about the docket. And or you can hit us up on the AFN Rhoda Facebook page. Either way, connect with us. We'll connect with you. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. Dum-ba-da-ba-ba-bum.
Well, it's just ChickBrew. T-Bone is just dilly-daddling all over, just taking his sweet time, just leaving me. Hey, buddy.
I was getting important intelligence about the enemy. Yeah.
I'm right here. If you have a question, just ask.
So, the old CMC, air quote, super show person.
CMC.
Yeah. Threatening to show up during our show.
It's so early. People always threaten to show up at our show. They're like, I'm going to come down there.
I'm going to be there. No, you won't.
You have to put on pants before 7. I don't think it's going to happen.
Or you're just too important to be here when this stuff is happening.
I'd like to pretend that it's laziness.
So
I know that it's not.
Have we gotten any hits on the AFN Rhoda Facebook page at all? I know we don't get any calls because people are afraid to use a phone and call us. Unless it's a previous CMC that liked to scare you and call you and be mad at you.
He really did. Do you have a hobby? Yes.
So we got everything coming up this weekend. I'll be honest with you. I was in the back with the crew. I was in there goofing off.
Your real friends.
I was goofing off. Oh, found the 14th show, by the way. Yeah, it was right in between 13 and
15?
15, yeah, they found it.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get that fixed. Yay! and we're still suspending a listener today. Find out who.
Do you remember that time we got suspended?
I remember 2 times. Yeah.
Oh, you have a track
No,
record.
you didn't get suspended. I got suspended.
I said we as a collective we.
Yeah.
Singular,
Yeah.
yes, no. I mean, I was technically active duty, and so this was my job, and so it's really hard to get fired in the Navy for having.
But
and I didn't do anything. So.
I'd like to say we've been pretty consistent over the last couple of years. Neither of us getting suspended. Well, I kind of took a.
You take an L there, my friend.
A involuntary sabbatical, a temporary hiatus, because there was the perception that a line was crossed, and I just figured to let everybody calm down for 30 days. So that's like 90 days of suspension time total.
Totally.
But you know.
I mean, we're still here. And here's the thing is everyone else will leave and we'll still just be here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny for the involuntary sabbatical that I ended up taking, the 30-day one. Someone referred to me as you're like Rhoda's Howard Stern, and I was like, wow, that is not even close in any way. I mean, I'm not 7'3". I don't have extremely long hair.
But you guys use the same amount of hair gel.
Wicked wealthy.
Same amount of hair gel.
I do have the same kind of producer. You look like Robin.
Halle Berry. There's only one exception.
and I mean, I don't even come close to crossing the lines that he crosses.
Now I'm
I
afraid
walk
people
up
will...
to the line and wave at people on the other side.
But in comparison to Howard Stern, you kind of that's like on the Pacific and you're like in Jersey.
Yeah.
That's the kind of wave we're talking. Tebow did not do anything terrible. Don't hate him. Not for that. There's so many other reasons to hate him, but not for that.
Hate me because I'm beautiful, but don't hate me because I'm
terrible. In your
terrible.
purple shirt. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So we're opening this discussion to you today. 727-1025. Call us in the studio with your telephone or hit us up on the AFN Rhoda Facebook page.
I'm actually logged in, so we're good. What?
So, yeah. All right, so I wanted to get into, the normal, hey, the Vamos magazine's got some interesting stuff, and we want to share it with you. However, today is the 28th of September, and the only episodes of the Vamos magazine laying around here are all from September. So, unless something's happening today, this is basically something that should be in the recycle bin. Hey, MWR, step up your game, okay?
Look at those beautiful fall colors.
I can't give you free promo. That is really nice.
Where is that?
It's not here.
Is that
it's
Virginia?
Germany. That's clearly Germany on the cover. Wait, let's look on the inside. Since we have nothing to put out, let's dissect what we have. The cover is. Am I making the hard stock paper loud enough? The cover doesn't say anything. You can't have a cover photo and not tell you what the cover is.
It looks like Virginia or like
no, it's clearly
Massachusetts.
No, it's not Massachusetts. Look at the license plate on the car. The license plate alone on the car tells you it's a European car. But if you look in the distance, that house there's of a Bavarian descent, and there are clearly European road markings. It's on the right side, so it's not England or any of those other weird countries that drive on the wrong side. Yeah, I don't believe that's Spain. And if it is, they should have put it in the thing.
Oh, my words.
Yes. Get me upset about not having a current Vamos magazine. I will.
I only care about Halloween.
Oh, man.
Trunk or Treat is like my favorite.
Trunk or Treat and Trick or Treat.
Do you have a costume this year? What is Zeus going to be? Do I need how I need to coordinate my costume with Zeus's costume.
Well,
is it gonna be Hercules?
I have some good like Romanesque costumes, some togas and some tunics and stuff like that. And having a lion on a leash is always nice. So because of his wonderful khaki coat and the Amazon purchased lion wig that I have for him, I could be like a Caligula. Yeah, that's right. That's the emperor I chose, is Caligula. only because he loved his sister Drusilla so much. How do I know these things?
But you don't know that Toyota and Lexus are cousins.
I did know that. It just took me some time to figure it out. But the Caligula-Drusilla connection I'm able to come up with instantly.
It's because you're wearing your power shirt today.
Oh. And I wasn't when I was having...
you were wearing orange.
Yes.
Why do I remember that?
I was wearing orange. I did really good at Jeopardy last night. I still want to just start videotaping or just videoing me watching Jeopardy.
My friend Brian was on Jeopardy.
Was he?
Yeah.
How'd he do?
He lost.
Yeah.
He lost. It's hard.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
Last night they had a Jeopardy proposal, which is something, okay, first of all, I'm an old school Jeopardy fan, like long ago. Like
when it started.
Yeah, not actually the version before. I'm a 100% Alex Trebek Jeopardy fan. There was another guy that did Jeopardy before Alex Trebek.
Was there?
Yeah. He was very famous back in the early 70s, and if I can't remember his name right now, it's because I was like 3 when he was on the show.
I'm going to hold that against you.
But the format was very simple. Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Double Jeopardy, question, answer, Final Jeopardy, done. You got through all the categories, but now in his advanced stages of life, my favorite game show host, Alex Trebek, is becoming a little long in the tooth. Becoming a little talkative, doesn't know when to stop talking, and there are still clues up on the board, and it makes me angry. Does it make you angry? Probably not. This is T-Bone ChickBrew in the morning. Back to music. We'll be back talking more about stuff later. I was just expecting like blah, 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 blah.
That's right.
Top of the hour.
I'm here to surprise you.
Yes,
and
great job.
And bring you 2 minutes worth of treats.
By the way, in that off-air conversation that we just had, it was so nice just to get that out.
Yeah,
to say something without somebody just like sticking you with a knife in the side. Like, don't have an opinion.
But I think that is probably, you are my exact opposite. I think that we're great friends, and I love hearing your opinions because a lot of times we don't agree on stuff respectfully.
Respectfully, that's the key.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that one of the things that makes me look for those conversations with you versus other people is it gives me a little bit more insight. I don't have to ultimately end up agreeing, but sometimes it takes me to a median where I see things that are pretty important to see that I wouldn't have seen before. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with my timeline on the internet because a lot of people I know are coming from the same place. We're from the same town. We come from the same background. So we have similar opinions, and then I get in like that group think. So talking to you is always
the echo chamber,
a breath of fresh air, even if it stinks a little.
So I got some great, fun, hilarious friends on the internet, and it's so dangerous to have a differing opinion. If somebody says, I believe that the sky is orange, and I say innocuously something like, no, I don't really think it's orange, but maybe, you're free to believe whatever you want to believe, then the hundreds of followers are just jumping on me like, you're crazy, it's orange, and you're an idiot, and you're bad word this, and Nazi, and democratic socialism for some reason. And they're just screaming at me. They're so fast, there's no time to even respond, and I just have a mildly different opinion. What I don't have a different opinion about is parking lot zombies. We had to come in just for you to let you know it is almost that time for you to have your morning coffee. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. It's zombie coffee time, baby. You were saying words over there. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I was singing to you.
No. Before that, it was looked like you were conveying a message of importance, and I had the headphones on. I did not hear you.
I love lamp.
Yeah, there's your headline of the day. That's not what's making history. What's making history is we are on the verge of suspending one of our listeners. We're going to suspend one of our listeners because that listener violated the social contract between T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning and our listeners. Here, it's very simple. If I say something on air and about my wife, and I get away with it because, you know, she says she's my number one fan, but she doesn't listen to the show. And whenever I call her on it, she's like, yeah, I listen, but she doesn't listen. And I get to say things, and I get away with things because in my heart of hearts, I know she's not listening. And you listeners are in on this, okay? Me and you working together, keeping secrets from my wife, even though aliens 1,000 years from now will be able to listen to this broadcast.
It's true.
But then some of you decide it would be appropriate, which it is not, to go back and talk to her about things that were said on the show. And then I go home and I have to answer questions that I shouldn't be answering because we were talking and you brought her into the conversation. Don't get it wrong. I love my wife. I do. I love talking to my wife.
Wonderful.
I love hanging out with my wife. But when I'm on the radio and she chooses not to listen, that liberates me to say whatever I want, to talk about whatever I want. Should we suspend him now?
Yes, I'm ready. Plus,
right.
we only have like another 15 minutes, so he has got to have 15 minutes of suspension, or he's got to wait a whole week.
No. We're suspending him for a few weeks.
I know, but you want to get it in.
All right, here we go.
Make it hurt today.
It's going to hurt
It's a
today.
good day to hurt.
I am about to announce the name of the listener that is suspended from listening to the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the Morning Show. A piece of radio history. This has never occurred before. I'm telling a listener, don't listen anymore. Well, we're good people. We have a good heart. We're going to give you a 3-week suspension. For 3 weeks, you can't listen to T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning, and any of your coworkers catch you listening to T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning, they should wag their finger at you and shake their head no. So, Bernie, your 3-week suspension begins next week.
You're so
he can listen to
getting soft in your old
He can
age.
listen to the rest of this show, but for the next 3 weeks, you're suspended as a listener because I talked about spilling NyQuil in my car and how it looked like a scene from Dexter, and you had to go back and I had to answer questions about NyQuil in my car, Bernie. You did that to me. You violated the social contract, and you're
all the minutia that comes out of your mouth, you getting hemmed up with the producer over.
She shouldn't have known about it. She should have never known about it.
She got you.
Oh, as soon as I got in the door,
Bernie.
What is this about NyQuil all over your car? As soon as I got in the door.
The voice.
So we're glad you could be a piece of that little history. We just made history. We just suspended a listener. 3 weeks, Bernie. And anybody that works with Bernie, remember, a stern shaking of the finger and a head shaking of the no if you ever catch him. And check him in the car.
Ooh, maybe a gnashing of the teeth.
He could be listening in the car. If you walk by the car, you listen. If he's sitting in there and he's nodding his head up and down and smiling, he's probably listening to us. You shake your finger at him and shake your head no, let him know.
And gnash your teeth.
Yes.
Right.
Teeth gnashing. We're going to be back and tell you a little bit about the Surf and Turf special going on at the galley.
Who's taking me to lunch? Yeah, well, sometimes you do stuff and sometimes you make mistakes.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Remember when his hair was all the rage and everyone was like...
I've been emulating his hair for the last 4 years. Ever since I retired, I've been emulating that hair.
Huh.
Wait, you're missing it. Hold on. There we go.
Yesterday when it was windblown out. It's probably my favorite hair I've seen.
So before we forget, because we're getting close to the end here, before we forget, and we do want to talk a little bit about it, Chief Bunga Bunga over there at the galley, she's got the Surf and Turf special going on today. They're not even extending our deployment. We're getting Surf and Turf. That's a ribeye and ice cream crab legs. I don't know. I don't really do that.
Ice cream. That sounds disgusting.
Ice king crab legs.
King crab legs?
Are they king?
Sure.
Yeah, and the ribeye instead of a filet mignon. I don't know. All I know is for less than $6, you can go over the galley. You can get you some food. You can get some frozen yogurt with maraschino cherries put on the top.
Froyo.
A salad. They have a good salad selection, and that's today from 11:30 to 1 or 1:30. I don't know. Yeah,
what time are you picking me up?
I don't know if I'm going to pick you up because
I actually have a thing.
You got a thing?
I got a thing.
I'm going to say I got a thing, even though I don't know if I got a thing.
Do you want to come help me with my thing? There'll be ice cream at my thing.
Well, you're
It's
halfway
early.
there. Is there crab?
No.
Ah.
Children.
Nope, I'm out.
It's rally day. It's rally day for the Girl Scouts.
Girl Scout stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know until yesterday that Girl Scouts are not number one. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right there.
Yep. That's probably
I
safer
was
for
gonna-
everybody. Mostly
I heard some
your
fun stories about your Girl Scout adventures when you were a child.
me.
Yes,
Oh,
and that
yikes.
made me think of Girl Scouts differently, but I'm sure the Girl Scouts that we have here are upstanding children and
Right.
are not easily influenced
I don't
by...
work directly with the children. It's better for everyone that way. Court order, yes.
So if we're going to talk to the elephant in the room needs to come up to a microphone
That'd
so
be
that
better.
people can hear him, because that's how radio works, even though this is a guy with a radio show. It's okay. So we got the engineers in the back that don't know when to be quiet when the on-air sign is on. So are you going to talk?
I can.
Yes, come a little closer.
Come a little closer.
Now, don't be shy. So one of the things we like to focus on, and we've been focusing on for years in the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning show, is safety. So I see with your helmet and your brightly colored long sleeve outer garment.
Wait, who are we talking to? You didn't introduce them, so people just think you're talking to a crazy person.
I hate when you do that. You know I'm building.
Oh, okay, Alex
You're about
Trebek.
to be with Bernie and get
Alex
your own
Trebek.
suspension. I see that you're a rider. What do you ride? And by the way, if you didn't know, this is CMC Gary Rosenbaum joining us in the studio for the very first time.
Hey, thank you. I've been a big fan of T-Pain and Chickpeas. So I always wanted to come down to your show. You know, some people say there's a somewhat of a rivalry between our shows, but I think that's fake news. But yes, you are right. I am an avid fan of motorcycle, scooter, bicycle, all kinds of safety. So orange vest, long sleeves, you know,
Thick gloves.
helmet,
gag.
shoes over the ankle. I'm suspending T-Pain at this time right now. But, you know, we're going to have a motorcycle safety rally on the 26th of October. I didn't know if you knew that.
I did know that, and I wanted to put it out, but I couldn't find anything here. But
Right,
the 26th of
right.
October, I'm sure we'll be promoting that a couple more times.
What is the safety rally?
It's just bringing everybody together on their motorcycles and scooters and talking about safety, getting together and going out on a ride to show how you can ride safely in groups and stuff like that.
Oh, that's actually really
This
good.
is actually a rescheduled from an earlier one that was scheduled in the year, and it got canceled at the last minute. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that sounds
When
awesome.
it's done right, it's really fun to see. In Jacksonville, Florida, we had the local motorcycle cops that would escort the ride, which was fun. But in Jacksonville, North Carolina, the Camp Lejeune, when they did their annual motorcycle rally, it was just Marine Corps colors as far as the eye could see. and in typical Marine Corps fashion, every one of them had the same...
Bike.
Yeah, it was crayon colored. No, they all had the exact same protective gear as they rolled down the highway, and when you see it, and it looks right when it's uniform, you know, and it was
Right.
very impressive. So I'm looking forward, especially with the wide selection of two-wheeled vehicles that we have here in the Rhoda area. What do you ride, Master Chief?
Yes, I have a Triumph motorcycle.
A Triumph, okay. And then you got the scooters, the 50 cc's. And then you got the 50 cc's and below scooters. And here, when you go to a motorcycle rally or a motorcycle thing, if you ride a bicycle with an engine on it, you're just as welcome as the guy with the V8 Valkyrie out back. I mean, it's very, very strange how Europe is kind of like all-encompassing when it comes to motorcycle
Which
events.
actually, in my humble opinion, makes sense because you're equally a target.
Yes.
You have to take the same precautions. You're like in the same fight.
That is
Different
perfect.
vehicles, but same fight there.
Because although here's why I have a scooter. I love riding my scooter, and the way I which by the way was a secret from my wife. She found out
That you had a scooter?
It's no kidding. I bought the scooter and I wasn't riding it around. I just had it and I hadn't done anything with it yet. And then she went in to register her car and she's like, when did we get a third vehicle? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're like 12.
But when I go to a foreign port, if I can rent a scooter, man, that's a blast. I know most foreign ports we go to these days, that's one of the prohibited activities. Don't drink, don't have fun, and by all means, don't rent a scooter.
They're
But when you could rent a scooter, I would do that, and I would have a blast, just kind of like checking out the local area. And I do it every day now. I get on my scooter, and I just kind of like remember, I'd be paying $50 for this, and I just have a blast. I take the long way into work. I take the long way home. I enjoy the ride, but I am very, very conscious of the fact that I am a target. I tell people all the time, driving is the most dangerous thing that you do every day. But when you're on a motorcycle, it only increases the danger because here's the picture that I want people to go away with today. That vehicle coming at you, and it doesn't matter if you're on a bicycle, tricycle, motorcycle, or in a car, but that vehicle coming at you at a high rate of speed gets a text message. And the driver of that vehicle has got an option. They can not kill you, or they could take the opportunity to look at that text message, which I'm sure is important.
Open the gate.
Obviously, you know what I don't want them to do, and I don't want you, the listener, to do it from a rider's perspective, from a fellow human being on this planet's perspective, I am begging you on a regular basis, when it comes to the technology in your pocket, nothing is as important as to what's going on when you're on the road. When you're on the road, your focus should be on the road, should be on the motorcycle riders, should be on the pedestrians. Oh, mercy. The faith that the Spanish have in crosswalks is unbelievable. I mean, just
they lead with the baby carriage,
absolute committal. I did not see her, and I came so close to making her a hood ornament because there was other things going on that I'm paying attention to. She didn't even look in my direction. She just stepped broadly onto that crosswalk, and I
with
jammed.
Conviction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And like, even if there's a van, I will poke my head around to see around the car before I step into the street. Never see them. There's no head poke. There's nothing. They just are out there, and 2 seconds you could do not even a whole 1 second.
And this was daytime. This was daytime, and she was wearing a brightly colored flower dress. I don't know why I remember these things. But at nighttime, it's even worse. So that's why we stress upon you over and over again, please wear your reflective gear. We're going to come back in a minute. We're going to go to some music right now. We got Master Chief Rosenbaum in the studio. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. And we're back. Getting ready to close out the show, but before we do that, we need to clarify something. Are you still officially a bagger, yes or no?
Officially, yes, but I have lost my badge.
Okay, and they gave you a new badge.
No, I just didn't get one.
So the number that you just made up is just for fun? No. You were bagger number 20.
Was I bagger 20 or bagger 12?
You were bagger number 20. We talked
remember.
about bagger number 20, the secret episodes of bagger number 20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to know how the bagger tags were issued. And if you tell me that you're now 12, I don't know how that...
No. So you get, when you are accepted...
They have an all-night training evolution before you get accepted as a bagger.
When you are welcome into the fold of baggers.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You are issued a badge with a number, because that will correspond whenever you bag someone's groceries.
We should get like PAO there for your badge acceptance ceremony and just get everybody in line. And
I would really appreciate that.
So they give you your badge.
And it correlates so the cashier can tell people who bagged your groceries in case something happens. And then you keep the same badge.
You can report your bagger via their number?
Right.
I did not.
It's on the receipt.
I thought it was like as a matter of anonymity. Like, you're dealing with teenagers mostly. I just figured, you didn't want to know Joey's name. I don't know why I picked Joey. Bethany's name.
It's a whole family of teenagers working in there.
You don't want to know Bethany's name because she's a child, so she's just like number 17. I thought that's what it was about.
No, it's like absolutely to like rat them out and try to get them in trouble. It's the only point that it's there.
But what is Roto Q&A good for? I thought that's how you ratted out baggers, or rants and raves.
You do.
Like, you put my eggs on the bottom of my 12-pound brick of things. I don't know. I don't shop. I don't need.
I put the heavy thing on top of the eggs to protect the eggs.
Heavy thing, yes.
It's the whatever.
I don't shop. That's what the producer does. And plus, when I go, and I think you mentioned this yesterday, when I go to the commissary, I'm a man. I go, I buy the thing that I want to buy, and I leave. But I can't do that anymore because there's this tiny little bit of a notoriety. A tiny little bit of notoriety that goes along with doing morning radio, and everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to talk. Plus, honestly, and I hate to say this out loud, but people like me. Genuinely.
Who?
People.
Who?
People that want to talk to me because they like me.
We
The
need
producer.
names.
I was like, world's shortest list.
But I can't make it in and out of the commissary in a very short period of time because everybody wants to have a conversation. And I don't want to be rude. I want to talk to them, about what their ideas are that should be happening on the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the Morning Show. All those wonderful things that happen.
No one
Yeah.
likes you.
Huh? So,
But that's a good thing sometimes, because when I go shopping, sometimes I'm in my head focused on whatever problems I need to solve, and it's seeing that one or two people who say hi or want to talk about something that gets me out of that place and makes me realize there are better things going on in the world than the problems that I have at the time.
Well, listen to this little ray of positivity over here.
But what's even worse is I am that person that like smiles at everyone. Is like, hey, how are you today? Hi. And I don't remember people's names, but I'm really good with faces.
Hey, you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, I totally forgot your name, but it's so good to see you. Bye.
You do
I'm
not
that
do
person.
that.
I am.
You admit to not knowing their name.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll have hour-long
Oh, God, no.
conversations with people who I have no idea who they are or how I know them.
No. If I don't.
Someone beeped at me on the road the other day, and we had a 5-minute conversation. Still don't know who that person is. Hey, that was fun, thanks. Mostly it's because of the dog. The dog makes me more famous than me.
Well, the dog is more likable.
All right, so as you know, T-Bone in the morning, T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning, for whatever reason, she finds that 7:30 stand-up is too hard to do. I actually got in trouble with the YouTube police yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because 7:30 stand-up on the YouTube show triggered a trademark warning, and they said you can't do that. So I just went in there and whatever, remove it, and they did. So it's still there, except now it's with like 2 minutes of silence in the middle of the end. because Jeff Foxworthy has a much better trademark police than Mike Birbiglia does, because Mike Birbiglia followed it, or Dimitri Martin's followed it, and it didn't get hit for the trademark police. Look, shows people, it is time for some of us to go to work, because there is another job to do. Bagger number 20 or 12, who knows?
Who am I?
Got to go hang out with Josh and Bethany and Joey, the kids. CMC Gary Rosenbaum, he's got to head back to the office because he's got CMCing things to do. What's a CMC do? CMC things. That's what they do.
100%.
100% CMC things.
Perfect. And you do it so well.
I just have to go around the base and talk to safety and people and do my thing. So I leave you as I leave you every Friday, as we leave you every Friday in the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the Morning Show. Remember, be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person yesterday, please challenge yourself to be an even better person tomorrow. Take care of one another, and hopefully we'll see you all back here safe next week. It's been T-Bone and ChickBrew
In the morning.